They are the strength of tomorrow. Their thirst for rebuilding the damages cannot be quenched. They are the youth and they have a conversation. This is I want to welcome you to the Voice of the Youth on Bold TV, and I am your host, Kojo Banks. In today's edition, we want to talk about my success, my responsibility. And with me today, I have a very smart, young and energetic lady that she actually want to dive into it and wade into this particular topic so that you and everyone out there can understand. Don't forget to follow us on every social media platforms. Share with us your thoughts and your ideas. We want to go for a short break, and when we come back, I'm going to introduce my guest to you all. Welcome back from the short break. Of course, as I said in my introduction, today we want to talk about my success, my responsibility. Of course, I have with me a very young, elegant, and energetic, beautiful young lady who is actually here for us to wade into this particular topic. Don't forget to send us your view and also give us the own part of your own instinct or your own judgment. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, let me join my beautiful guest. You're looking stunning this afternoon.
Thank you.
Who are you, please? This beautiful lady.
Okay, so I'm Priscilla Ayiram. I'm a student. I'm an actress.
And also my boss. All right. Okay. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate you.
For having me.
All right. My success, my responsibility. All right. I guess as young people or as a human being in general, we see that when it comes for you to become who you want to become, who you want to, the kind of future you want to build, we see that maybe we have some set of people, we have some kind of segment, or we have some kind of group of people or whatever, or even individually, that should be responsible for you to be successful. Now, what do you think is responsible for your success?
That's a good question. I would say that the agents of socialization are responsible for our future. Our parents, our teachers, the community, the family, they're responsible for our future.
They're responsible for your success.
Yeah.
What are the kind of responsibility you think they should take?
As a parent, I always say that everything you do, you have to be conscious of what you're doing.
Okay.
The people who say that they had kids out of wedlock or it was a mistake, they didn't plan it. But now the child is here. What do? You have to take care of the child. It is your responsibility as a parent to take care of that child. So you can't say you have a child and you won't take the child to school. You taking the child to school is a way of you building the child's future. Even if the child wants to be a cobbler, the child must have education.
At what age should a parent continue taking care of you, of a child, of a word? At what age or what?
You think they should stop? They should stop taking care of the child?
I'm not saying they should stop taking care of the child, but what I'm trying to say is what age you think the child should take his or her own responsibility, because you can't, the fact that you cannot stop taking care of a child, the parents cannot also be there for you all the time. So to you personally, you think they should not stop?
They shouldn't stop.
So what about the phrase that goes at the age of 18 I should take my own responsibility, or the child should be responsible for him or herself?
At the age of 18 you are able to make some decisions for yourself. That's why they say you are now responsible for yourself,
including your success, your future.
Your parents are supposed to guide you in whatever it is you want to do. If I want to do music at the age of probably 6 years, my parents have seen that I've developed interest in music. If they can afford it, they should take me to music class, music academy, so I can learn. Sometimes we waste most of our young age doing things that will even profit us when we grow up. And that's what the problem is.
Very good. So if you spend most of your young age doing something that will not profit you, at the end of the day, who to blame? Is it you or the parents?
You blame the parent. That's what I'm saying, that your parents are responsible for your future.
Well, I'll say literally. I somehow want to say I'm not in what shall I say? I'm not agreeing with you 100% because everybody have the responsibility to make themselves. Your parent can be there for you. Your parent can take care of you. Your parent can advise you. Your parent can provide everything that you need. But success is supposed to be a personal decision. It's supposed to be something that me myself I should be able to say I want to be successful. Despite my parent have it or they don't have it, I should take the responsibility to build myself. How? Spending time on things that will add value onto what I want.
You know that some people, individually, even the Bible says that we have fools.
Yeah.
They were born, sorry to use the word, they were born foolish. But they fell in families who were willing to help them. So you realize that there's this child in school who is very daft. Yeah, we just go there, born. But after some time, this child you realize is working in the bank. How did that child get there? It's the consciousness of the family. They make sure they put that child where that child is. If you don't do it, we have to force. If you're going to put you in fire, we would have to put you in fire to get there. It is the family's responsibility to make sure the child is successful.
What about orphans that become people in society?
Who? Orphans?
Orphans.
Certainly they go help somewhere. You know, orphanage, they teach them.
Some are not in orphanage. Some live in the street and they decided from the street they decided to become a lawyer, become a doctor, and they fought their way through and they become.
I always say, some way somehow they got help. Some way somehow they got help. Some people do not always want to share their story because probably they are going to be remembered of certain things. They are going to shed tears. But some way somehow, you can't tell me you are always on the street and then one day you became a lawyer. Somebody helped you. Someone did something for you. Someone paved the way for you. So someone, that person is not your family. So that person is from the community. So that person, I can say that person is from the community. So the community helped you.
But now you see a child born in a home of wealth, influence, and they every opportunity that you think about they have them. Yeah, but yet still that particular child or those children will not amount to anything. The parent give them education, give them money, give them the way, show them either way for them to become successful, but for them they just decide. So for me, I do believe that success is a personal decision. It doesn't matter who supported you, who have been there for you, who gave birth to you, the family you're from. It's something that you should decide that this is what I want to be, this is what I want to become. No matter what, when you make the decision, even if your parent or your guardian or anybody at all is not there for you, you find your way through. Now, I've seen where a case of wherein a very young lady, way back in Sierra Leone, a very young lady who was burned and the parent wasn't having money to train her, you understand. And what she did was she went into farming. She started doing vegetables. And she was using the vegetables for her to make money to pay her school fees, for her to be able to feed herself and go on with life. So if how can you what can you say about that kind of a person?
You know that child now, I don't know, she's probably old now, right? The community, the family will expect her to come back and help them.
Of course.
Good. So the family is responsible for that. Have you seen that normally a lot of people who have not been taken care of, when they grow up and they hear that your daddy is sick, your mommy is not well, they don't have the zeal to go back home and then take care of them. Why? They feel they have been disappointed. Their future is in your hand. Their success is in your hand. And you didn't shape them. So when they do it by themselves, you don't expect them to come back and then look at you. It will never happen. So you should know that you, the family, is responsible for the child's success. If the child even wants to grow up later and sell pepper, it's none of your business. The child can still sell pepper and make it. So if the child goes to school, now we have so many ways of processing pepper. I want to sell pepper. So you've taken me to school. You've made me know that, okay, pepper is not only fridge I can mash the pepper and then put it in sachet and sell. So far as, even though it is still pepper, I have more knowledge than somebody who is in the market. You understand? So my success is in the hands of my family. Whatever it is I want to do, they are supposed to help me. You can't sit somewhere and then expect me to do it myself, and then later come that your cousin says this. I think your cousin should come and stay with you, and we need you to send money. No. It will not happen. Whatever it is I want to be, it is in the hands of my family. So they are supposed to. Come rain, come shine. They have to.
Personally, with you now, you literally think that every step of the way, or anything you're gonna amount to, everything you're doing now, it is the responsibility of your parent?
Yeah.
You think they should actually foot it every time?
Until I'm able to stand on my ground and say that, okay, now I think I can do this for myself. There's no human being on this earth that will say that even he or she is old, he doesn't look back. There's something that will make you go back home. That all these rich people we see, their kids can be 35, but they still go back home to ask for help. Nobody has made it to the point that they feel that they've gotten there and then they are successful. You will still need help. If you're from a rich home and you want to do a business, the money you have is not really sufficient. You will go back home because you know your father has money. You will go back home.
So how do you call that kind of life?
What life?
Like,
it's a human race. We need people every day. We need people. You can't say you're superhuman. We need you. Even rich people need the poor.
For me, I think the only thing my parents are responsible for is to give me the foundation to be a disciplined man and to know what I want and how to go for what I want. Yeah. A wise man once said that for you to give your child $1 million, give your child $1 million. For you to give that child without an orientation of how to invest and utilize the $1 million very well, it is better for you not to leave the $1 million and teach the child how to make $1 million.
Why not you teach the child and then now give it to the child?
Why not teach the child? What if I don't have it? But I have the know-how, I have the brain, I have the intelligence of making $1 million.
Let's say $1 million. You're saying I don't have $1 million. I can make 1/3 of $1 million.
Let's go with $1 million.
I don't have $1 million.
Let's go with it.
But okay, you are saying $1 million.
Yes.
You just said you don't have it. Let's say you are with the parents, you don't have it.
Uh-huh.
So what you can afford, give it to that child and teach the child how to use it. What's wrong with that?
What if the child did not take the responsibility of how to manage that $1 million very well?
You're not a good teacher. You didn't teach the
child. No,
not.
Listen, everybody have their own rights to make their decision, as you said, yeah. But now, it's still the decision of the child to still be somebody. No matter what your parents have, no matter how and what they taught you, what they told you to do, if you did not hearken into that, you will not amount to anything. It is your sole responsibility. It is my responsibility. Let's say, for example, my mom is no more. She taught me a lot of things. But on the way of life, I might choose to either put away what she taught me or still move on with it.
Are you still moving on with what she taught you?
I'm still moving on with what she taught me. Then there are a lot of things I also learn about. There are a lot of things that I'm also learning on my own. Are you getting it?
That means you are growing.
Now, there are times like for example, when we were younger, they used to tell us that to be a man is not easy, but there was nothing like details. They didn't give us full details about that phrase, to be a man is not easy. Yeah. But as you grow, you meet challenges. And if you are not strong enough, if you are not that kind of a person that'll be able to discipline yourself, to take in whatever it is. Sometimes you see some people, they hang themselves or they kill themselves because of the pressure of the world, because of the pressure of the stress and all.
I'm not going to cut the word from you, but when you hear stories from our parents, most of them will tell you, I really suffered. I really suffered.
Yeah.
Don't you think it is that suffering that has made them who they are today? Everything is a training. When you train the child well, the child will grow up and still have that training.
Training a child, this generation, that many of our parents, many people that want to become parents, they themselves, they are not even a parent. So how can they train a child that they themselves don't know how to train themselves?
We are trying to behave like the whites, forgetting that they have their own culture.
Really?
Yes, they have their own culture. I was coming here, I was in the car with a young boy, and I was thinking, and the way the young boy, he sees this and he's like this. He sees, I'm like, what kind of a child is this? It looks like the child has not been trained. No, you can't. Let me just use this personal instance.
Mm-hmm.
My mom.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be with my mom and then you would misbehave. Even till now.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those times when a visitor comes home and the person has a conversation with my mom and it's so very delicate, and you're sitting there. She'll just be like, dear visitor, I think Priscilla wants to carry your conversation. Give it to her to carry.
Okay.
You understand that?
All right.
Do you understand it?
Uh-huh.
It means that you, the child, you're not supposed to be there.
All right.
That comment will take you out. It is a training. Sometimes just the eye, just the wink will let the child know that what you're doing is wrong.
Indeed, that's the principle of our mothers, and indeed the winking of the eye and the body language will actually send a message to you.
So now I think we the young women or we the young parents now, we are just trying to make it look like, oh, the child, when you yell at the child will be sober.
Emotional.
Who did our parents care about our emotions?
Yeah.
You are building the child.
Okay, we are building the child. Let me hold you there. This is how we want to go for a short break. We'll be right back, and when we come back, we'll continue to wade into the conversation. Welcome back from the short break. You are watching us live on Bold TV, and this is the voice of the youths. And of course, today in the studios with me, I have Miss Priscilla, and we are discussing my success, my responsibility. Don't forget to share your thought with us, like, share, and also don't forget to follow us for more. All right, we actually, before the break, we're talking about the body language of our mothers. Yeah, like you said, those days when we were coming up, our mothers used to. The eye fact of your mom it means something.
Yeah.
When your mom look at you, you know that this is what your mom is talking about. Yeah. But now, some of us, we were trained that way. So when we grew and we started having our own children, and we take the responsibility personally that, see, I am not going to train my child the way I was trained, because they think that, or they feel that it was, they were bullying us, our parents were so wicked, our parents were so commanding, our parents were so dictating and all of that. Yeah. So personally, we say, okay, let's take away that and let's come into our modern way of training our children. Yeah. So in those days, our parents decided they're going to do it for our favor, and now we have decided that we are not going to do it the same way. You understand? It's going to be like, no, if I shout at my child, he or she is going to be like this, he or she is going to be emotional, and I don't want that to happen at all. So it's still personal decision, whether the success of your family, the success of yourself, your success of your children, the success of your business. Like you see people, let's just say for example business. Yeah, in those days we met our parents doing businesses. Parents will wake up early in the morning, go to the shop, go to the store or whatever, and the way they communicate with customers, the way they treat customers. So we saw that. But on the contrary, when we decided, or we beginning to take responsibilities, we forget about those things. We take it that no, that way was not good enough. So I still want you to understand that it doesn't matter where you were brought up from. It doesn't matter who gave birth to you. It doesn't matter the kind of opportunities you have. It is still there for you to decide that this is what I want to be. Now, I know of a popular musician who the father is a lawyer, in fact an international lawyer. Okay. Yeah, and according to him, he wanted to be something else, but the father said, no, what I want you to do is go and do law. And he went, he studied, and he came back When he came, he said, okay, I've done what my father wanted me to do. Now, let me go into music. He's called Faz the Bad Guy. He's a Nigerian rapper, yeah? Now, he is a rapper and a successful musician. Yet still, he's a graduate of law. But he decided that this is what I think is good for me to do.
Was it not the father that set a pace for him to be what he is?
What do you mean what he is? Yeah, what he is today is a musician.
He can boast of being a lawyer.
Do you know that? Do you know he is a law student?
That's what I'm saying. He can boast of being a lawyer.
No, now he's boasting to be a musician.
Let's say music stops.
Music stops.
Maybe he decides that okay,
it
now
won't stop.
He decides that okay, I think I'm growing old. Music now. Let me just go on a break. He can go back into law. The father created the avenue for him.
The father created the avenue for him. As how? The father was against him becoming a musician.
But the father made him a lawyer.
But
he can boast of being a lawyer today.
How?
You know that society respects some professions. If today I decide to be a bar attendant, normally they say that when a woman is doing such jobs, it is seen that the woman is a bad person.
Okay.
You know that those days when a woman is selling alcohol, saying that it means that she's a woman's man. Yeah. But now we are just trying to.
So she's a woman meant for the men.
Yeah, because a lot of men will come there to drink.
Yeah.
So they'll be touching her, they'll be holding her. So that perception, they would see me to be a bad girl. That's society. That's a society for you. That's a society for you.
But you have some that are still working there that are yes still bad, and some that are working there and decided not to be among.
It is the training.
It is the personal decision.
It is the training too. It is the training. Training is everything. If you've been trained to do a particular thing for a longer time, stopping it is really difficult. Stopping it is really difficult. Let's say in your home, every morning when you wake up, you're supposed to jog. Or every morning when you wake up, you're supposed to take coffee. You've taken this thing from your childhood till. You will see that when you don't take coffee, you're not comfortable.
I can make a decision to change that.
You will not be comfortable.
I will be comfortable because it's going to be my decision. It's going to be something that I'll decide to stop today. I'll stop it.
But you will still take it. Intermittently, you will still take it.
Can I give you a reference?
Okay.
Okay. When we let's say we were born in a home of, we were not using mobile phone. Yeah. We're using telephone, land phone. Yeah. And when the invention of mobile phone comes, we adapted to that change. So that is the most beautiful thing about human being. We decide to change and become what we want to be. You've seen so many people, yeah, that are born to be a lady or born to be part of his agenda, but yet still the kind of decision we come that no, I don't want to be this anymore. I want to be this. So life for me, my success, it's my parents should play a role, but it is not their responsibility. My church should play a role, but it is not the responsibility. How many people we are born, raised in the Christian community, yet still they have made a decision that Christianity, going to church, is something that I don't want anymore. I think the whole kind of the way churches are doing today is a scam. The way schools are there, I don't want to go to school anymore because school is a scam. You yourself can attest to that.
That's not mixed religion here.
No, it's not about religion. We are talking about decision making.
And we are talking about your success.
It is all part of my success.
So if I have to be successful, I am saying that my family is supposed to make sure it is their responsibility that I become successful. So we have passion and we have profession, or occupation.
Okay.
I can say that I want to be an actress. I know most actors and actresses still have businesses they are doing. Okay. There's somebody who told me growing up, she wanted to be a businesswoman. But she had to be a teacher first before venturing into business. at the time, as a human, you just have to be versatile. So your success, probably your family say that go and be a doctor.
Being versatile is decision.
Your family says go and be a doctor, okay? No problem. Do it. They are still shaping you to be successful. After that, if you grow old and you are like, okay, and now I think I've done doctrine for a long time, let me venture into this too.
It's your decision.
Who would you trace your success to?
I would trace my success to my decision and myself.
What kind of decision?
Because I decided to do what I love. I decided to do what I think can be good for me. Another person can still be in that position and that person will not even think about making that decision at all.
Because that place is good. There are some people, they don't know what they are about in life. It is their family that have put them where they are.
And some people also, their family don't know what they want to become in life. They themselves put themselves somewhere.
And I'm saying if the family is good, the family will make sure you get to where you're supposed to get to.
Do you know that many people of today will tell you that one of their worstest nightmare in life is family? Some people tell you family did not contribute to anything that I am today. Some people will tell you, in fact, the enemies, the worstest enemy or the enemies I've met in my life is family.
That family should be ashamed now. They should be very ashamed of themselves.
Then the guy the guy or the lady should be proud of him or herself for making decisions to be successful without family.
Why would you tell me that? There's some family, they will tell you our secret do not go out. Even if all of them are going to die, they're going to die with that secret. That is family. Family, you don't have to play with family. So far as this person bears the family name, let's not limit it to just like say, let's go to nuclear family.
Okay.
My father, my mother, you brought me to this world. It is your responsibility to make sure I am successful. You have to have conversations with me as I grow. Oh, what do you want to do? If I'm really stand on what I want to do, then you know that I know what I want to do. If I don't know what I want to do, push me to what you think is best for me. And there's no mother on earth, there's no father on earth who will say that I want my child to be a liability. No.
But some parents will train that child to be a liability.
There's no parent. That parent is a liability. There's no parent on this earth that would say that, oh, I want my child to be a liability. No. You know, there are people who have consciously, it's not that our parents couldn't club, they could also go to clubs. But they were setting a standard for us to follow. So that when we also grow up, we will know that life is not just what we see. Life is beyond the things we see. The family is, as a parent, you have to forfeit certain things just because of your children. That is you being conscious of whatever you want to do because of your child's success. Why didn't our parents bring their friends home to party with them? They were teaching us that.
Some they did.
Those people.
The child will make the decision that the fact that my father or my relative or whatever brought or my mother, I will just leave them and go to the room. My personal decision that I don't want to party. I don't want to see them partying here.
Let me use that as temperament.
Okay.
There are people who are born naturally calm. They don't like noise.
Yeah.
So when they see things going on that way, when they hear noise, they just want to excuse themselves. But as a parent, you see that there are some parents, even when they are arguing, they don't want their kids to see it.
Of course.
Because you are being toxic to that child. There's a friend of mine who's a teacher. She said there was a student, a boy, that time the child should be in class 2. And the child was having just this normal misunderstanding. Students have misunderstandings. And this guy slapped the little girl. And then the mother was like, why did you do that? He said, my daddy slaps my mommy when my mommy does something
wrong.
And she was like, really? He said, yes. That child will grow up and be violent. He's actually doing it.
But you know that particular child also reach a point and realize that what I'm doing is wrong and take him or herself to maybe a therapist and try to seek help.
But that child, who instilled that violence in the child?
Who instilled the violence?
Is the parent.
Yeah, but
is the father.
Okay.
It is the father.
Mm.
That's why whatever it is you're doing, as a family, you are responsible for your child's development, be it spiritual, economical, financially, everything. There are people who are still married and their parents still give them money. Why do you think so? They know that the kids' development, the kids' future is in their hands. That is why they are doing that.
Priscilla,
Yeah.
there is a saying, you can take the horse down to the stream, but you can't force the horse to drink.
All these sayings, some way somehow say that they are cake
When
and
you
they are
were-
outmoded.
No, not outmoded. When you were going to school, for
Mhm.
example, when you were going to school, yeah, the moment you're, let's say, junior high school or SHS, didn't you have friends like they will leave home to school, but yet still they won't actually be within the campus of the school, or won't be around the school premises. They find somewhere else to go spend the whole day, and when they know it's time, and then they go home. But you made a decision of staying in school, learning.
I knew the home I came from.
You knew the home you came from. You think
Yes.
you think they did not know the home they also?
Probably
I'm
their
sorry?
home was that liberal.
Okay.
Probably. Or probably the parents were not that strict.
You think so?
I did a few internship like some months ago, and then it's surprising that these days some parents are just seeing things and they'll grow up and then they'll cry. The boy did something wrong, and then the headmistress asked the boy to tell the father to come. The father didn't come the next day. The father took like weeks and he came. When he came and then he was told that the child did something wrong. What is this small thing? This boy that. Meanwhile, the boy has spoiled the school's property, and the father is seeing that to be normal. And the child in question is bleaching too. Who is buying the cream for the child? It's the father. He doesn't care. That child's success, the father is not really. The father doesn't care about the child, and the father will grow and then cry. When you are in your sick bed and you expect somebody to come take care of you, that's when you know that I did a mistake. It is your responsibility as a father, as a mother, as a family, to make sure your child is somewhere really important. Your child is somewhere at a good spot that you can look back and say, oh, I really did well.
For me, out of 100%, I'll say my parents, they just have like 10% of my success.
Really?
Yeah, one is they have to just give me the good or the better foundation of how to become a very good man, principled, teach me one or two. Then I'm coming.
Okay.
Send me to school for me to at least be able to learn A, B, C, or D, and be able to know what I think I should know academically. And third, their blessing. All the rest is me.
Is that not yet to success?
10% out of 100%.
They've done like
Everywhere I
70%
go.
of the work for you.
No, not 70%. Everywhere I go. Let's say I was born within a very strict Klagic family. Now, if I go out, sometimes I'll be with friends and maybe they'll be drinking and all those kind of thing, and I'll be there. My parents, they are not there. My mom is not there. My father is not. My uncles are not there. But I am just there with my conscience. I can do it, and they don't know anything. I can do it. I can take whatever I have to take, and subside it. They can't even find out about it. But yes, still I was like, no, I should not. The thing is, I should not do this.
They have instilled it in you to the extent that
It is in me, but yes, the temptation is there.
No.
But there are temptations out there. Why do you think they'll tell you that for you to do something, for you to make a decision, for you to make utterances, you have to think about it. They didn't say tell somebody to think for you. You have to think about it. So it is your utmost responsibility, 90%, for you to become the better person you want to be. It is also 90% for you to become the good and the bad. So you have to make that decision.
If a child if a child will be good, it depends on the parents too. If I grow up in a home where everybody's a drunkard, what do you think will become of me?
I would decide not to be.
You will decide.
Yes.
You'll be influenced to do it.
But I will decide not to be.
Probably that is after you are 50 years, or probably you are you are 30, and in that time we say that some way somehow you have some portion of the responsibility to yourself. But as young as you are, so how would you even tell your child to go and buy you akwetesh? What are you teaching that child?
You are teaching the child your own pattern, but the child will decide not to follow your pattern.
I don't want to mention her name, but she was like, how true that is, I don't know. But she was like, when she was growing up, she didn't know what birthday was, because her birthdays, her daddy used to buy her books.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and she speaks very fluently.
Mm-hmm.
Probably when I'm saying you know the person,
Mm-hmm.
she speaks fluent English.
Mm-hmm.
She speaks good.
Mm-hmm.
People call her the Madam of English in Ghana.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't what she's enjoying now, isn't it the father that did it? It is the father that instilled that in her. Her success is attributed to her father. Whatever I would become, it is my family's responsibility. It is my family playing the role. If I'll become somebody will say that there's this particular family, you see that the ladies go and then they come back home. The ladies go and they come back home. You think it is their decision? They saw it somewhere. Their grandmother did it, their mother did it, their aunties did it. Everything somebody does, there's a primary influence somewhere. The family.
It is better I be my own primary influence.
The family. So if I will become successful, my family is playing a role. Because if they don't play a role,
from 1 to 10, scale from 1 to 10.
what role the role they're supposed to play?
Yeah.
6 over 10.
I thought you'd be giving them 8 because like everything's supposed to be on them, or even 9.9.
As I say, when you grow, they normally say that at 18 now you have some decisions to make for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever it is you do, as you get to 18 or that 18 you got to, they had instilled something in you. They had instilled, so that thing is gearing you into success. That thing is driving. As you were saying, you go out with friends, but somewhere you'll find yourself not drinking. They have instilled this morale in you to the extent that you feel that when you do it, you die.
Instill the morale in me, or me making the decision of not going against what I think is not good.
They instilled it in you.
All right, let us go for a short break. We'll be right back. And don't forget, in case you are just joining us, this is the Voice of the Youth, reaching you live on Bold TV. And I am Kojo Banks. And with me in the studios, I have with me Miss Priscilla. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back from that short break. This is the Voice of the Youth, reaching you live from Bold TV, and I am your host, Kojo Banks. And with me today, I have Miss Priscilla. Of course, we are talking about my success, my responsibility. Who do you think is responsible for you to become successful? Don't forget to share with us your thoughts and follow us on all social media handles. Of course, coming back to you, you know, it's so interesting that I still can be able to solve the puzzles right now, because many of us that have the ideology to say we have set of people that are responsible. If I would say maybe we have set of people that should help you, society, church, family, school, all right, that they should help you, because no man is an island. I know that no man stands alone. Yeah, but yet still 90% of your future, of your success, of your whatever you wanna say, whatever you're working towards, it's right in your hands. It's right there. It should be you. It should be nobody else.
Everybody needs somebody.
I know. But yesterday, do you have people that have somebody, but yesterday they are nobody?
These people, I would say that family didn't play the role right.
Can you say something on behalf of like people that were or people that are not with family? Maybe they are doing things on their own, struggling on their own, no family to help, no family to run to, nobody at all, but they are on their own.
You know, family is not just blood. Family is not just blood.
I think you're trying to differentiate it now.
You know, family is not just blood.
Yeah.
So if I say family is responsible for me. There are people who. So let's now leave the nuclear family. Let's go to the extended family. My uncle, an auntie. Why do you think some people who grew up and then they lost their parents along the line, their aunties took them in?
Yeah.
It's your family. If your family is supposed to get to the top, make sure the person gets to the top. It's like giving a woman and a man. You give a woman a sperm, she produces a baby. You give that child the opportunity to be successful. The child comes back to you to give you the results. Why do we have so many liabilities, so many social vices going on? People are robbing and all. You think it is just something they are happy to do? If their family was responsible for them, if their family placed them at a spot, they won't be doing what they are doing. You're working, you're making money. Why would you go steal somebody? Why would you go steal from somebody?
Because that is what the person decides to do.
Oh really?
Yes.
Cut the crap.
No, it's not. The thing is, to you right now.
If I have money, why would I go to steal?
Right now, to you, personally, Priscilla, personally, what are the things you cannot do that your parent did not teach you, but to you yourself, you built that discipline in you that you're not going to do it?
I think I would say that my parents did most of the work.
No, I don't want you to actually come try to
something I learned. I learned on my own.
Yeah, on your own. Like you develop it on your own, and you see that this thing is helping me, or you're gonna help me.
Probably the use of a discipline. You mean discipline or just anything I learned on my own?
Anything.
I'll say the use of mobile phone.
You decided to learn it. You decided to find your way through.
Yeah, because our parents were not used to this Androids, right? They were not used to this iOS, so I learned it by myself. But when it comes to morality, discipline, my parents did a good job. Oh yes, they did. Because I remember instances where I go somewhere and I cannot misbehave. So when I see people, young like kids, they're jumping all over the place, I'm like, this child is really a handful. Even as I remember I was very young. Wherever you ask me to sit, that's where I'm sitting. I will not move. What am I moving to? The eyes that is looking at you, that eye alone can bend the whole body. Where there are instances where I went out, and probably where I went up, it will be late for me to come back. But the moment it's 6 p.m. there, my body is itching me. I have to get home because they made it look like you can't stay out for long. What are you staying out for long for? So I go for a program. I can't stay for the program to end. You get a call. Do you want to wait for the program to end before you come back home? What are you doing there? So it has stayed with me till now. So sometimes I say that it is how you go about it. Sometimes not just the high on the child. Now we are saying we don't want to. I don't want the child to be sober. I don't want that is why our kids are spoiling. We are getting sports brats everywhere. There's a way you would do it. Our parents were not beating us all the time, but they were doing things. You can be there, your mother will pinch you in a way, you would feel it. Still, you remember your mother pinched you. There's a way they would do it. So the family, morality, success, the family is responsible. The family is responsible for everything. If I'll be a successful person, it's the family. If I'll be a sports brat, it's the family. If I'm going to go wayward, it's the family. It is the family. Everything is the family.
So it is not your responsibility at all. All right. Thank you very much for joining me. This is I want to be in the curtain of the show today. Don't forget, you were in the conversation with us on the Voice of the Youth, right? Reaching you from Bold TV. Before we go, your social media handles, because I think this particular conversation, anyways, share with us your social media handles.
Okay, so Instagram, Priscilla Ayuram.
Okay.
TikTok, I think Priscilla Barrow Ayuram. And then Facebook, Priscilla Ayuram.
All right. So what will be your final cut say?
My final words, I
Yeah.
would say that we the youth now, always I say this thing, we the youth now, know what you want to do. If you want to have a child, make sure you're ready to take that child. Make sure you're ready to take a responsibility. Okay?
Okay.
If you're not ready to take a responsibility, do not impregnate anybody's woman, anybody's daughter. Don't. Education now is very expensive. So please, if you want your child to be successful, please know what you're doing. If you want to have the child the right way. Make sure you have money to take care of the child. That's it.
If you want to have a child, make sure you have the child the right way. This is how I want to say thank you so much for joining us. And to meet again for another segment of the show, Voice of the Youth, this is how I want to say have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.